Yeah, once again, a very good morning to one and all the participants, and today's respected speaker, Jagdish sir. Very good morning to one and all, and we welcome you all for the day 5, that is the final day of this national webinar series being organized by ANGRAU Poshan Incubator on the event of Diamond Jubilee Celebrations of ANGRAU. Yes, we welcome you all, and we also would like to inform you all prior that the feedback link will be shared during the webinar. All of you need to fill in the form so that we can facilitate you all with the participation certificates. And also, if you have any doubts or if you need any clarification, please pen it out. And once the session is done, you can get them clarified with the resource person. With this, we'd like to give a formal introduction about today's speaker. So yeah, I'd like to request our Assistant Business Manager, Mr. Ashwik, to give a brief introduction about today's speaker. Ashwik, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Good morning, all the participants, and good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, it's my privilege to introduce today's speaker to all of you, dear participants. Today we have with us Mr. Jagdish Sunkar, and who is actually currently working as a tech expert for quality assessment of fruits and vegetable assessment using non-destructive methods. And when it comes to his education qualification, he has done his BSc Electronics from Bangalore University and Advanced Agri-Business Management program from Cornell University, USA, and done his PG program from PG program for entrepreneurs and the family business management from IIM Bangalore, and he has nearly 32 years of experience in wherein that is 12 years in market research industry and 2 decades in agriculture, and he has been a resource person and a mentor for Raftar programs at Indian Agriculture Research Institute, PUSA, Delhi, and ICAR, National Institute of Veterinary Epidemiology and Disease Informatics, Bangalore. And his noteworthy innovations are commercial production of seed potato through aeroponics and commercialization of PUSA hydrogel, wherein the smart material that reduces water requirement in farms by 50 to 70%. And he has introduced sugar beet cultivation in southern India and vacuum packaging of jumbo bags for export of red chilies. In India, he also introduced wide row planting of sugar canes and development of pharma grade papain enzyme from papaya. He was a founder of School of Agricultural Training and Research at Belgaum district, that's in Karnataka. And he is a pioneered expert of pioneered an export of cut frozen vegetables from Belgaum. He has organized contract farming for vegetables, wheat, barley, red chilies, potatoes, breeder seed multiplications, etc. So we welcome you, sir, on behalf of our team ANGRAU POSHAN Incubator. Welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ashwik.
Thank you.
It's an honor and pleasure to be with all of you today. It's a weekend. We could be relaxing, but yes, we choose to learn and get some experience. So, usually I speak from experience. While some of it may be in your academic books and in your curriculum, let's focus on the industry experience that we have gained. Okay, so I have a small presentation. This is just to help me be structured in my submission. My request to all audiences, at any point of time you want to ask questions, I want you to stop me there and immediately ask. That makes it interactive. It's very difficult to have a monologue and continue one person speaking. At any time, feel free to interrupt, please. I'm just sharing the presentation. Yeah. Yes. So, when any sector, any industry has certain common language and terms. Okay. If you're doctors, they have a certain thing. If you're engineers, they have a certain thing. Chartered accountants have a certain thing. Lawyers have a certain common set of words, etc. Okay, if you're in the startup world, if you're an entrepreneur, the word product market fit is a very common term that we use. Important for us to understand what this term means and what we should know about it, because people sometimes, not knowing the correct understanding of product market fit, use it. Okay, and this is more for first timers and people who are not networked enough. So what I intend to do at the end of this is give you a certain understanding of the phrase product market fit, so that whenever you do become an entrepreneur and you go to the market with your innovation, you will know what you should be speaking and doing. Okay, so quickly, some common phrases that you hear of, whatever. This is just an icebreaker. Naval Ravikant is one person you should follow on the LinkedIn. He says when you build a product for yourself, you will achieve product market fit earlier. How do we kind of listen to this or understand this? Many startups come to me and say, sir, I know AI, ML, I am a software engineer. I will build this for the farmer. Okay. And I ask them, whom are you building it for? They'll say, my company, me. No, they're not saying I'm building it for the farmer. When you build it for somebody else, you're not going to do a good job, please, because you don't feel the pain. You're wearing a shoe. Only when it is tight and hurts your legs, you know where it is hurting. On the heel, at the toes, which toe, the small toe or the big toe, etc. So your problem you understand, so you'll develop product market fit. When it is not your problem, you will take a long time to do a product market fit. Okay, but I'm just introducing it so that people who speak and work on the subject. Naval Ravikant, please follow him, whether you're on Twitter, LinkedIn, or whatever else. Second, most startups also I see, when they don't get a product market fit, they add more features on it, bells and whistles as we call it. Okay, now your vehicle is not running sufficiently well, but you put nice bells, nice whistles, flashing lights. Is it going to help sell your vehicle? You do not get a product market fit with features. So very important thing that understand. Okay, Brian Norgard mentioned this. Third part, most startups are out to change the world. They don't realize they're trying to be a Hercules who's trying to lift the globe. Knowing what your audience wants is so much more easier, and you give them what they want instead of changing them. Particularly the subject of agriculture, I have many people who come and say they will change the way farmers do farming. I can't break my head more enough. Imagine trying. Government of India spent thousands of crores and farmers are not changed. And these people think that their app or whatever else is going to change farmers. Do not try to change the audience. In this light context, I just want to say, look, at some time when the automobile internal combustion engine car was invented, people, if you went out and asked people, what do you want? They would have said horses. I want a better horse. I want a more well-trained horse. I want a more disciplined horse. They wouldn't tell you they want a car. Why is it important to understand? People are not going to change. People are going to say, I want my old thing, but I want it new, better, improved, etc. Okay, but you're in the business of making a car, not selling horses. So have this in your mind when you're going to market. Yeah. So when you say product market fit, let's come down to the topic. Okay, it's a mental model. Mental model means, I'm sure you people have seen a globe or a map. That's a model. That's a representation of something real. It is not an accurate thing, but it is a useful thing. It gives you some idea. So this phrase called product market fit gives you some idea of your business, of your product, and of the customers and how they're behaving. Okay. What it really means is you have a good market, in that you have a good product and the customers are satisfied. Okay, that's when you say you have a product market fit. Usually, you will know whether you have a product market fit only, PMF or product market fit, only after the damage is done. It's what we call in management a lag indicator. Initially you don't know if there's a product market fit, but when people are not using it, when there is no growth, when there is no transaction, when there is no referrals, your customers are not speaking of your product, that is when you realize, oh God, I don't have a product market fit. It's a lag indicator. After things have happened, you realize you don't have a product market fit. Many people go to funding agencies and say, I have a great idea, I have a great product, I've made sales, I need money. If you give me money, I can sell more. And that's when the VC fund will ask you, or the investors will ask you, do you have a product market fit? And most often I hear very wrong answers saying yes. It is because they don't have a product market fit, they're not able to get customers. When you have customers, investors will search for you. You don't have to go in search of them. You are at the door of a customer, investor saying, give me money, then I'll grow my market. I'm sorry, you don't have a product market fit. Always raise funds after you have a product market fit. So, let's take some time and see what can be a lead indicator. I mean, before you achieve a product market fit, some things need to happen. If that happens, you'll get a product market fit. It's not useful to know after the damage is done. You want in cars, we have a reversing alarm. You don't want the alarm to go off after you have the accident. You want the alarm to go off when you're about to have an accident. So let's really take some time and look into that. Okay, it's called the 40% criteria. Okay, what you need to do after you've gone to the market, speak and listen to your customer. Okay, what you need to ask them and what they need to find out. Okay, somebody is using their thing. That's okay. So you need to ask all your customers who have initially brought your innovation, saying, what would happen if my product was not in the market? If 40% of the people are saying, I'll be very disappointed, then you have a product market fit. If say 10% say they'll be very disappointed, you still need to do some work and you need to improve. Anything 40% and above, you have achieved product market fit, go to the investors, take the money, do faster. Otherwise, I'll just tell you what you need to be doing. It's called the 40% criteria. So people ask me, how do I know 40%, sir? How many people should I meet? Look, statistically, when we say, normally we talk about 30 people. Your sample size should be 30 at least. Now, after 1 or 2 sales, please don't come back and say, I have a customer, etc. 1 or 2 people's what they're saying is opinions. You can't build a company on people's opinion. They liked your face, so they said, okay, no problem, it's good. At least 30 units should be in the market, 30 distinct customers. Now, if you sold 30 pieces to one person, please don't say that, sample size is 30. Sample size is 1 customer. Meet 30 individual customers minimum. Okay. And when they say, look, your product is great, without that I can't do, I'm referring this product to others, then you have a product market fit. Okay. Please just hold this on. We'll come back and visit this. It does not end with this. There are some more things you should know. Okay. For you to have a good product market fit, okay, to have achieved 30, there are 3 things. First, your product should solve a problem for the customer. Your product should solve a problem for the customer. If it is not solving a problem, there is no reason he's paying you. If he's paying you, he's solving a problem. Okay, let's take a simple case of coffee or tea. You go to a coffee shop or go to Cafe Coffee Day or anything else. Okay, actually, they're not in the business of selling coffee. They're in the business of selling meeting place. Coffee is incidental in a Cafe Coffee Day or in a Starbucks. Okay, what is the problem we are solving? People want a place where they can sit and browse the internet, enjoy the AC, and of course have a coffee, and the place is clean and neat, where there's no disturbance. You need to understand and answer the question, what is the problem I'm solving for the customer, without which you're never going to have product market fit. Second, very important, people forget this, people will say, it will come later. Okay, once I get the money, I'll get channels. How does your product reach to the end customer? You must have a channel of this one. You going out and selling is a very different thing. You will sell it because you are convinced of your baby. Your baby is the best baby. Mera bachcha sabse acha. You will go out and tell people and they will buy it. But you still have not built a channel. And if you're not built a channel, you still are not objective in the market, in the industry. Third, monetization, most important. Okay, but all three must be part of your product market fit. Your customer should be willing to pay for that product. If they're not willing to pay, because you gave samples, because they gave you feedback saying that yes, this is good, we'll use it, etc., that does not mean you have a product market fit. They should have paid you money. Only then let us call product market fit, and only then shall we talk about it. If you are not collected money from customers, they are not customers. They are potential users, they are beneficiaries. Many times people do test marketing where they go out and give free samples. Farmer uses a biofertilizer or a biopesticide and he says, I'm satisfied, I'm happy. So they come and say, yes, sir, people are accepting my product. But boss, they are not paid you. If you are not paid, don't discuss product market fit. Next. So you need to know this kind of curve, which Paul Graham, the person who founded eBay, is a great investor. Probably one of the earliest startups to make a lot of money in e-commerce. He drew this graph, and it is true for all people, and you should know that it's going to be relevant to you also. Okay. On the x-axis, you have time. As time increases, where are you located, or where is your happiness located? On the y-axis, I have happiness. Okay. Before you really do something in your startup, it's all at one level of happiness. Yes, I have a great idea, I'm going to do something. Okay. But at some point of time, when somebody gives you some money or you find a satisfied customer, your enthusiasm will go up. Okay. But once you hit the market and you realize, okay, one or two people bought it, but not more people are buying it. Okay, you're not able to get the money into your account. It's not being profitable. That's when you hit a trough of sorrow. This has happened to Uber, this has happened to Ola, this has happened to every startup. Okay. So, you're not happy, but the signature of an entrepreneur really is, he's not there to be happy. He's there to make money. He knows he's solving a problem. And when he solves a problem, money will come. So he doesn't give up. His happiness may be low. He may have a lot of pain, but he's not giving up. He's experimenting and changing his approach, or changing his product and improving his product. Once he's done sufficient experimentation, something works. That something is not final still. It goes through up and down, whatever else, but he hits a product market fit. Once he hits a product market fit, his happiness has no limits. It keeps growing exponentially. I mean, obviously, all entrepreneurs are happy only when the money is in the bank or in their pocket. Very important to know. So the real growth of your startup happens after you have a product market fit, which is why it's important for you to focus and be patient till you hit product market fit. So obviously, it involves experimentation and pivoting. We call a pivot, another term that we use in the startup world. When you change, okay, you pivoted. Like if you remember your lesson on levers in, say, 6th time physics, that's a pivot. Okay. Now, some misunderstandings about product market fit. Now, unlike this graph, it is not a one point. Okay, it's not a one-time event. You will continuously be adapting and calibrating, particularly because, once you have attained product market fit, competition will come in and they will copy you. Uber succeeded in America, somebody came to India and started Ola. You take anything, if it succeeds, if you hit product market fit, people will copy you. Okay, just one sec, please. Yeah. So what is the second myth? Okay. See, typically cost of acquisition, okay, for you to get one customer, you don't use that for product market fit. Okay. Your first customer will probably cost you a couple of ₹1,000 to get. And slowly, when word of mouth goes and whatever else, you will get more traction, as we call it. Okay. But you should not say you got product market fit by lower cost of acquisition. That doesn't mean anything. That's a completely different thing. Third, okay, if you have product market fit, it means I'm successful, money is in the bank. I'm sorry, it's not that. There are many more things. Let's look at what are all those things. Okay, so many times what happens is you do have a product market fit. Okay, for example, Byju's at some point of time had a product market fit. People were willing to buy, they had good stuff, They were so rich, they got all the money, but they still failed. Okay. Now you need to understand these couple of things that I'm going to highlight. Okay. You may have got product market fit, but don't give up your focus on function and feeling. I'll say more about these two words. Your product or your innovations, function and feeling is very important. Second, unit economics. How much money you spend, how much money you earn for a given product. It should be positive, never negative. Many times people build startups with negative growth like Zepto or many of the 10-minute apps, which frankly don't make any money. Okay. Third, you need to focus on marketing. You're not done your marketing has not changed, which is why you fail. Okay. Yeah, sorry. So when you have this functioning and feeling, when you have the unit economics, and when you have this one, then you discuss product market fit. Otherwise, you are not there. Now, before I go to the next slide, I just want to pause and ask if there are any questions. Anybody wants to understand something or me to give an example? Any questions, please? Okay, I'll still share out of my experience, which is what I assured you at the beginning. Ashwik, when introducing me, said that I have worked on or I have commercialized Pusa hydrogel. Okay, it's a fantastic innovation. Okay, the hydrogel is a kind of material that absorbs a lot of water and releases to the plant slowly. So your plant will not go through a moisture stress. When the plant is not stressed, when it has continuous moisture, obviously we get increased yields, we get better quality, we get an earlier harvest. Imagine 70% of Indian agriculture is all rain-fed. And if I'm able to get a good crop with a rain-fed thing, obviously my revenue will go up. So I thought I had done a great innovation. Obviously, it was innovated at Indian Agriculture Research Institute, Pusa, Delhi. Okay. We did all our work, we did demonstrations, we went to the market, we did a lot of things. But I still see people are not paying for it. People are not buying it. Okay. We struggled and struggled and struggled. We could not get a product market fit. There were many things which had to do with channel, which had to do with unit economics, which had to do with marketing. Okay. Why, despite having a good product, a great innovation, the innovation failed in the market? Imagine God gives you only 3 rains, and in 3 rains you can have a crop, not just one crop. Generally in India, Kharif rains are good, Rabi rains are bad. But if you can get both a Kharif and Rabi rain, there should be no poverty in India. That is a dream I saw. But I'm going to keep the camera off for some time, please. Yeah. So I was saying, we did not achieve product market fit. Okay, that's just an example. So let's look back and go through again for the rest of the slides. I would like you to ask questions appropriately. So you have an idea, you're doing some things to your idea, you are achieving product market fit, but I told you 3 things are necessary for you to be a success: functioning and feeling, unit economics, and marketing. Okay, so let's understand each of these 3 things. One second. So, yeah. Okay, we are talking of functioning and feeling. Okay, function is the performance of the product, how it works for the end user. Feeling is what he really feels about it. Okay, if it's functioning great and he's feeling great, he's going to love your product. If functioning is toota puta, chalta hai, something it does, but it's not the best. Okay, feeling is great, but functioning is not good. He'll still say likes because he feels good about using it, but his functioning is not the best. Similarly, in this quadrant, okay, where functioning is great, but feeling is not good, he'll still give you a I like the product. But if it's not functioning properly and feeling properly, he hates the product. If you want to achieve what I said, that 40% number, you really have to work to be in this quadrant. You cannot be low either on functioning or feeling. Let's just understand what these are a little more. What is functioning? Okay. Functioning includes really findability. It starts with findability. Customers should be able to locate a feature already existing in it. Okay. He should not have to later learn or discover or whatever else. Now, for example, in the hydrogen that I was speaking to you about, obviously your fertilizer is not leaching out. Even with less fertilizer, he'll get a good yield. Now, we don't talk of this to people for certain reasons. They don't know it. They will realize it later. He's not able to find the benefit of that. When they realize it's saving fertilizer, then he knows. He comes back and says, okay, so my soil health is improving and whatever else. So the USP of your product should be findable. Then discoverable. How can I, discover the product? How can I access it? How do I know the features it has? You have to work on that and make sure that features and products, the USP of your product is discoverable. Intuitiveness. It should be natural and simple for them, not complicated for them to understand what that feature or benefit of the product is. If you say that, credibility, when you want credibility, you will do when something is findable, discoverable, intuitive. Okay. And you need to be responsive about that. When customer wants, you need to be there, or the product needs to be there available for him to work. If you don't have these 4 features, your functioning is weak. Now, when it comes to feeling, okay, we're talking about how the customer feels about your product. It begins with storytelling. Your customer should be able to, feel the story. Now, it's not like you go and tell him that, look, I have a bike, it'll give you 40 kilometers per hour. It has a 4-stroke engine. It has 2 wheels. It has whatever ABS brakes. I mean, you're not understanding what you're talking. You got to tell him a story. That's when he understands the feelings and he can feel the product. When you see the advertisements, you realize they're showing that you can tilt the bike around, you can go fast, you can imagine beautiful girls sitting behind you, etc. That's all the storytelling. So that's very important for your innovation. Yeah? Advertising campaign. Know your target community. Okay. Inspire them. Get the right emotions in them. Maybe you're innovating a toothpaste and selling it. Okay. So say a story, make a campaign that people will get the right emotions. Okay. Now the second part of it, that was about feeling and functioning until now. Now we are looking at unit economics. Okay. Again, 2 phrases other than product market fit you need to know: LTV and CAC. Okay. LTV is lifetime value. For a customer, for his entire life, how many times he'll use? Let's say Ola, Uber. Okay. The lifetime value is, if I'm satisfied with the Ola, Uber booking, for the next 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years, I will book at least 3 rides a month. So that's my lifetime value. On every ride, they'll make, say, 50 rupees. So my lifetime value is 3 times a month into 12, 36, 36 into 10 years, 360 times 50 rupees. That's how we calculate lifetime value of a customer. Then there's a customer acquisition cost, or CAC. Hence, first 3 rides, they'll give me a discount. They'll give it to me less than market value. If I had to take my car out and go to a destination, I'll probably spend 500 rupees. And they will give me a car at 300 rupees. They're incurring a loss of 200 rupees, but they have acquired me for 200 rupees. 3 times they'll do it. 4th time, before removing my car, I'm already thinking that, look, let me go to Ola, Uber. And doesn't matter if they charge me 600 this time, or peak charges 700, they'll say, and they've recovered the money. So, in unit economics, your CAC and in your business, first year is very high. I told you your first customer will be thousands of rupees, but your customer acquisition cost should keep reducing and the lifetime value of the customer should keep increasing. Only then we say you have unit economics. Otherwise, you're going to be forever a loss-making company. Even now, if you look at Zomato, it costs them more to deliver the product to you than the money they charge you. Or kind of they're coming towards higher LTV and lower CAC, but I don't think it's there still. So besides functioning and feeling, you should have positive unit economics. Okay, maintain the lifetime value of the customer. Until then, keep your budgets, expenditures under limit. Don't spend too much money. Plan your advertising. Okay. Now, your USP of what brought you to the market, what brought you to the customer, should never be diluted. Even if competitors come, you should be better than your competitor. Okay. And your marketing campaign should fulfill and monitor this unit economics. Okay. Now, the third part I said, we spoke of functioning and feeling. We spoke of unit economics. Now coming to the marketing part. I'm sure some of you would have heard of this marketing funnel. Okay. So you have a lead generation activity just to get people interested about your product. Maybe Ola, Uber, or Oyo, or Zepto, or whatever else. Then for trial, they'll take once or twice. Then you nurture the lead, or they're interested. Okay. And then you close the sale. Okay. Normally, you can structure any sale conversation. See, marketing and sales are different. Don't please assume they're the same. Now, for a sale conversation, I'll just say sales and come back to the marketing part of it. You have 3 stages of customer journey. First stage, they are aware of your product. If they don't know about your product, obviously they're not buying. You are going to create awareness of your product. Second, there is going to be consideration. They will say, okay, now that I'm aware of this innovation of this product, let me think I should buy or not buy. Finally, they will commit. So there is awareness building, there is consideration, then there is committing. Okay, which is what these 3 activities. Otherwise, when you look at marketing, you're doing things for lead generation, you're doing things for interest and consideration, and getting them to show an intent. Then lastly, you're taking them into purchase. Okay, so create this proverbial funnel for your innovation, for your business, for your opportunity. Okay, now this buyer persona, okay, or we call the pen profile of the customer, you should be very clear who needs your innovation, who is going to buy your innovation. Anything you could say, like if I were to talk of the hydrogel case, will an irrigated farmer buy it to reduce his irrigation, or will a rain-fed farmer buy it to reduce the dependency on rains? I should know my audience. Now, when I come to within rain-fed farmers, I should know whether a horticulture farmer who's growing a large orchard wants it, or a small farmer in a rain-fed region wants it. Like that, if you write in one sentence, you should have the pen profile and you should know your customer. We call that as a buyer persona. Yeah. Third part that's important, clearly communicate your USP, unique selling point, proposition or point, whatever you want to say it. Okay, but that's unique to you, unique to your innovation, unique to your product, unique to your business. The communication about that should be very clear. Don't speak features. Okay, one more important part for your marketing release, when you write copies, advertisements have copies, we say, or a key message, it should be a one that sells, not like intellectually tickle them. I'm sure you will recollect some campaigns which basically tickles them into thinking something, but doesn't sell your product. That is okay for you when you're a big brand, when you want to build awareness. I don't know how many of your people remember Tata Chai's advertisement about, participating in the voting in the election. It's a good advertisement, but doesn't increase sales to you. It may increase your brand awareness, that's all. Don't spend money on such things. Okay, a very important slide for me. Okay, we use the word market loosely. What do we mean by market? Okay, market begins with a set of potential customers or actual customers for a given product or service who have a common set of needs and wants and who reference each other when making a buying decision. Actual or potential customers for a given product or service have a common set of needs, they're referencing each other. That is why markets are large, markets are big, markets about more people. We are not talking about individuals, we're talking of groups. People go to a market only when they need something. You go to a theater when you want entertainment. Otherwise don't go there. So you say customer when he is willing to pay for it. He wants something. sector, crossing the chasm. See, when you take your, I seem to have an internet connection problem. Please bear with me. Yeah. So
No, sir, everything is fine.
yeah. So early adopters and innovators, your marketing campaign is different because they are innovators. But as you go out later in the market and you go to laggards and late adopters or conservative people, your marketing campaign, your communication has to change. Okay. We'll come to that. Yeah, this is what a graph that was done by Jeffrey Moore called Crossing the Chasm. Okay. This part of 2.5% is early innovators. Then about 13% are early adopters. Then you have early majority, late majority, and laggards. Total, that's 100% of your market. Laggards are never going to adopt your innovation. You know, there's a late majority. For example, I was a late majority for UPI payments. For a long time, I didn't want UPI. I was afraid. I don't want anybody to have access to my bank. What will happen if I lose my phone, etc. But okay, when I saw the whole world using, and when even chai walas and rickshaw walas are saying, sir, scanner se payment karo, then I adopted it. Until then, I didn't want to. I prefer to carry cash in my pocket. But a lot of other people are innovators. The first day it was launched, they will adopt it. So this chasm that we are talking, that's the important thing you should be noticing. Okay. This gap is where many startups fail. They are not yet hit product market fit because you're not yet hit the threshold number where 40% say you're great. 2.5% of innovators, 13% of our early adopters. So you're not yet hit product market fit. That's where they fail because they're not doing some right things. Okay, that can be a separate subject by itself. There's a whole book, Jeffrey Moore, Crossing the Chasm. I'll repeat that a little later. Okay, let's keep that. That's okay. Yeah. So coming back to one more visualization for product market fit for you people. Okay, look at this triangle. You know, sometimes you have a very large market, but you have a very small product. For example, in the agri input industry, okay, number of farmers are your market, huge, thousands across the country. But what do I have? One innovation, which is still a very small product addressing a whole country. Then there's still no product market fit. Or look at the other way around. You got a great product for a niche market. There's still no product market fit. When you look at this triangle, when there's a match where they sit neatly like a pyramid, okay, when you have a good product in a good market, you can say you have a product market fit. Okay, so let's look at some steps that you will go through. First, you will be writing a business model. I don't know how many of you have heard of the business model canvas. I'll speak a little more of it in a minute. Okay. Then go to the market and validate. Do not discuss product market fit before you have gone to market. Market validation is step number 2. After you have sufficient people in the market, do customer interviews. Then you do, after you're going to do product development, customer acquisition. Then you're doing product analytics. Steps 3, 4, 5, you're going to keep repeating until you have hit the 40% threshold. I'll speak in detail of each one of these steps, but you have to follow these steps to achieve the 40% threshold of product market fit that we spoke of. Okay. Business model canvas. There are 3 key questions that you should be asking. Who are you selling to? I spoke of knowing your pen profile of a customer. Very important. You should know who you are selling to, who is the market for your innovation. Second, how to reach them. Channels. I said channels are very important. I'm just repeating it here. Okay, both in terms of time, money, and efficiency, it's important. 3, they must have a problem which will be solved for which they're willing to pay. Now, many times you do a product and they say they're happy, etc., but they're not willing to pay their for solving that problem. Particularly in agri industry, people are not willing to pay for support. For example, what really happened for us was for the Pusa hydrogel, farmers didn't want to pay money. They were waiting for the government to give it free. You have a great innovation, but customer is not willing to pay. He will lose his crop, but he believes, "My baap sarkar mujhe bachayega." They believe in the government. Government will save us. Sad, this one, and that's why we didn't succeed. Okay, that's a business model canvas. Yeah, the USP also has to be a 10x. I mean, marginal improvements don't cut the case to build 40% satisfaction. You have a 10x benefit. Whatever today he is getting, an alternate way of solving the problem, you should be 10 times better. Your unit economics should be okay. All this you will know when you do the business model canvas, when you're answering that. Get that right. Okay. Market validation, which was step 2. Okay. Find out if they care about the problem. Is it big enough for them to pay? Okay. And do they benefit enough to pay for it? Okay. Are they willing? I said, yeah. Now coming to doing the testing interviews, you have to find out from them, how did they get to know of your product? Okay. Why did they pay the money? Okay. Then what is their existing alternate, and hence can you charge more or less? Okay. Now when you're doing interviews, I'm talking of stage 4 and 5. Please don't try to sell at that time. You want to learn about the customer. Let the customer talk more than you. If you have talked more, you didn't do an interview. The why questions are very important. Why did you buy? Why did you pay? Why did you pay 100 rupees and not 150 rupees? Why did you not pay 90 rupees or 70 rupees? Why questions are very important. Okay. Please collect data. Please collect facts. Don't take opinions. You know, in India, customers like to give opinions. They will tell what Narendra Modi should do, how Dhoni should hit a sixer, how Canadian Prime Minister should have handled the situation, etc. They are all opinions. Don't listen to opinions, get your facts. Okay. And don't go about telling solutions, because customers like to talk of their problems. Now you don't go about talking about your solution. Okay. The last part was, I said, of the 5 steps was product development and customer acquisition. Okay. Don't try to build the entire 100% perfect product and then go to market. Okay. You can do it progressively. You can keep improving. Just look at Windows. Every year it's been improving. Every year there's a new release. Okay. Now, when it comes to customers, typically Indian farmers, they have lots of problems. Now, don't try and solve all of them. Work on one thing that is most important, one thing for which he'll pay money. Okay. Begin with one big problem, but it's a small activity out of the total problems you want to solve. Yes, I want all farmers to be rich and I want to eradicate poverty out of India. I'm sorry, that's too big a problem and I have to do too many things for that. One thing if I do, which is he gets a successful crop because of my hydrogel, I have solved his thing. Okay, begin with one thing. Now, for most startups, which they have not worked, is really the channel that I said, distribution of the product. It is not a bad product or it's not a product market fit failure. It is they have not worked on distributing the product or building a channel to take their product at scale. You know, 1 or 2, they will run around and do it themselves. But at scale, they have not worked out, which is basically, please think and share the profits that you have in your product with dealer, distributor, wholesaler, C&F agent, etc. If you're not planned for that, you're not at scale. Yeah, the last part of it was product analytics. So we talked of product development, customer acquisition, product analytics, stage 5. Okay. Again, there's a sequence of things that you need to check and assess. You have to study your, understand how you're acquiring customers, how the activation is happening, what has been their first experience. Then, are they referring you to others? Retention, we say, are they coming back? Will they renew the usage of your product? Then, are you making money? Okay. Are they telling others? Okay. So when you do steps 3, 4, 5, you have hit 40%, then you are ready to raise money and do your this one. So simple tool for that is there's a website called pmfsurvey.com. Try that out. It's free. So you can build your startup and look at that. Okay. Now a small, simple lean process, as we call it. I'm just coming 2 more slides and then we should end. Okay. Identify your target customer. Who is your person you're selling to? Find out what is the problem he's facing and if he's willing to pay for it. Okay. Think of how you will be different, which is where your unique selling proposition comes, because human beings have learned to adapt with their problems. They have some existing way in which they solve their problems. Find out how you are unique and different about that. Okay. When you're working on a product, you should be able to mark it out as what are the must-have features, what are the should-have features, what are the could-have features, and won't have features. Don't waste time on things that the customer doesn't want. Something that can wait, let it wait. But you must have the must-have features. Now, you should be ready to have the should-have features. Work on the user interface or the user experience. Usability of the product should be good. It should be findable. I was speaking about findability earlier. Discoverability, I spoke to you about it in the functioning and feeling. Okay, go give it to them, find out, collect feedback. Okay, collect feedback by you interviewing them, by you talking to your support team, by you doing the acquisition, activation, retention, referral, revenue framework. AARRR, we say. Okay, just 1 second. 1 second, please. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Now, typically getting a product market fit takes 3 to 5 years also, which is not any startup wants. Any entrepreneur really wants to achieve product market fit in 3 months. How can I reduce the time? Now, you should be able to do this, which is really quantify cost of delay. Every month, if I'm delayed of making my $1 million, how much am I losing? Generally, we don't cost our time. Once you know that actually time is costing you, you will automatically work towards getting product market fit. Okay. Involve your end users. Let the customer be a part of your product development activity. Okay. Then do the MVP, go through the channel cadence. It's a step-by-step process. That's another word, shipping cadence. Go through the entire thing and make sure that you have worked on the channel and they're willing to pay. Okay. Make small improvements. Don't wait to make the finished product. Okay. So Seth Godin, another person you should read and know about, said this. Find customers for your products. Don't find find products for your customers. They're already customers. They already want a toothpaste. They already want a good-looking bike. They already want an app. They already want. Okay. Find out what they want and give them. Don't create a product and then find out where is my customer. Okay. So don't spend money before you have product market fit. Go through the stages that I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll understand that. Okay. Functioning, feeling, unit economics, market aspects, in addition to this idea of product market fit, which is 40% people believe they'll be very disappointed without your product. Last slide from my side to you. Okay. When you go to market, don't do little of this, everything to solve the customer problem. Do one thing, do it very well, do less, but do it better. Okay. Writing out the problem statement is very important. Okay. Prototype, question, answer, get real, ship it, send it to the market, empower people, get your feedback. Don't do a business road plan and a roadmap before you have done these. Write stories, in-depth research, influence people, set and forget. Okay. Put it in the market and forget it. Sorry, don't do something. Don't set and forget. The presentation will be shared to you, or the video will be shared to you, so I won't read this slide to you. Some books you should be reading is a mom test, Blue Ocean Strategy. Don't make me think. Customers don't want you to make them think. You need to read that. Rework, Messy Middle, The Right It, Continuous Discovery Habits, Interviewing Users to find that 40% people. Okay. Of course, many more. I think one that I would like you to read is the Lean Product Playbook and Crossing the Chasm by Jeffrey Moore. Okay. Thank you. I've taken a lot of time. Maybe we can take some questions if we have 5-10 minutes appropriately for that, please. Hello.
Thank you so much, sir. Now the session is open for the audience to get clarified if you have any queries, please.
Hello, sir. Thank you for the session. Sir, could you please explain that, saying that 5 steps, the second one, the market, the second step once again?
Yeah, I'll just put the slide so that we are referring to that.
Yeah.
It was not the thing. 1 second.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Second step was market validation. See, business modeling is something that you're doing in your brain in your office. Okay, it's a pre-activity that you're doing for, crystallizing a communication or a plan for that. Okay, that's business modeling from the business model canvas. Market validation. Let's go through that once again here. Yeah. So when validate in the market, is it important? Many times we are solving a problem which is not important to them. Just coming back to the hydrogel case. I mean, I can speak of each of the innovation that I worked on, these things I picked up on the way, but I don't know why today I'm coming back to hydrogel only. Okay. We had our communication to the farmer also wrong. We scientists sit in the lab and think in English. So we went to them and said, look, this product will save your water. Okay. And people are not understanding it. Until one farmer in Madhya Pradesh, almost 2 years later, one old gentleman, he stood up and said, sir, पैसा बचता है तो जेब में दिखता है, पानी बचाता है तो कहाँ है वो बचाया पानी? भगवान पानी देता है, हम खेती करते हैं. Which it hit me like a stone in my forehead. The customer is not even understanding that, and he is dependent on God for rains. That is not a problem I'm solving. I'm talking of my intellectual understanding of hydrogel will save water. There's no connect happening there. Okay. So these insights you get only when you spend sufficient time in the market. Okay. Can you reach the potential customer cost effectively? Now, if I'm spending 10,000 or 50,000 rupees to reach my potential customer out in Madhya Pradesh and or wherever, obviously, I'm not going to make money for a long time. You should have an idea of reaching your customer cost effectively. Okay. Are they willing to pay the product? I mean, I used to do meetings with farmers and do demonstrations, etc. At the end of it, we used to follow up with them because most farmers don't observe. Okay. And they used to say, sir, हाँ sir, आप जो बोलते हैं, because hydrogel works below the soil. आपका photo लगा के पूजा करेंगे sir. All that kind of dialogues I've heard. But come next season, they're not willing to pay. क्यों भाई, क्यों नहीं खरीद रहे हैं? सर, अभी बारिश हुई नहीं है. जब बारिश होगा लेंगे. Then you go when it has rained and he's ready to sow. Because Indian farmers don't buy anything before rains. At that time he's saying, sir, अभी बारिश हुई है, जब रुकेगी तब खरीदेंगे. They don't want to buy before, they don't want to buy after. What is the situation? Basically, they're not willing to pay for water. Yeah, that was about this, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
I'd be happy to share more examples out of other innovations that I've worked on.
Sir, there is one question in the chat box.
Yes, sorry,
so can you explain 40%? I cannot understand what about that 40%.
Okay. When you do your customer interviews, when you speak to your customer, why we say interview, it's a very important thing. That is, we are interviewing them so that they let us know some data point, which is their experience. What is the data point? They'll be very unhappy if your product is not in the market, which means there's a positive, net positive score, we say NPS, or they're willing to recommend it to somebody. I need it, they should be saying. I need your hydrogel. I need your app. I need your biofertilizer or biopesticide. If they're not saying I need it, without that I can't do sowing next year, then you say you have achieved product market fit. 40% people of your 100% of whatever that you have sold should be saying, I need it next time. I can't do without it. That's extremely positive word of mouth. Please listen. If you follow the pmbfsurvey.com that I showed in the last, this comes up and emerges there. Okay. At the end of it, the score of how much your customer is missing your product. 40% of the product should say, I cannot conduct my business, I cannot do my activity without your innovation. Then you have a product market fit. That is evolved out of some research. 35 is also good, but definitely not 20, definitely not 5%. Deliberately, we have framed a negative question. If the product is not there, what will happen? You understood? Any questions about that, please?
Sir, could you also share some of your other innovations, sir? You only shared about the hydrogel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me talk about the vacuum packaging of chilies. Okay. Now, chili is kept in a cold store and then sold later. Okay. Invariably in the cold store also fungus and mold grows on it and the quality deteriorates even though it is cold store. Okay. So a Belgian company had innovated. Okay. If you keep under vacuum, there is no air and hence no fungus is growing on it. No aspergillus and nothing is growing. Okay. So for the export quality, because presence of aspergillus or aflatoxins, which cause cancer, you are not permitted to export it out of India, and importing countries will throw it in the ocean, not accept it in their country. Okay. So vacuum packaging was one thing we were doing experiment about, and we were looking at jumbo bags, which were very large for export requirements. But we never hit the market. They didn't accept it. Why? Again, we didn't hit product market fit in the sense that we wanted to do jumbo bags. In India, people want to do 25 kg bags. We want to do 1 ton bags. Okay. And our pricing. Okay. See, the beauty of this technology was not simply vacuum. Not everything sits under vacuum. When you keep something under vacuum, you need appropriate holding mechanism. Your transport cost cannot go up. There is what is called as barrier films. Okay. Because produce is moist and living, it respires, it releases moisture. So your packaging material should let the moisture go out, but not let the oxygen come in. So it's a very technical grade film, which will keep the chilies without a cold store outside on the street for even 3 years. There was no loss of quality of chili. But because we didn't hit product market fit, we didn't listen to the customer. In many ways, we didn't take it to the market. What else could I take as an example? Okay, I put a long time in biofertilizers, biopesticides. Everybody knows they're good for the nature, good for environment, etc. But even today, despite whichever company, nobody has a big portfolio or nobody's a big brand in that. We all know that azospirillum or there are nitrogen fixing bacteria, but we still continue using urea, but not biofertilizers. Why? We have made it the product, think through in the business, etc. We have made it so cheap and so difficult for farmer to use, where we have not worked on the product. You are giving 10 grams, okay, of a microbe in 990 grams of clay, and you have only a shelf life of 3 months for it, for which the channel cannot keep a good quality biofertilizer for farmer to use. You continue to research on strains of microbes and not on packaging material, on shelf life, on delivery. How can I give? Why am I trying to sell 10 grams and 990 grams and make a 1 kg pack? Typically, if I take a trichoderma as an example, which works, no doubts about it. Okay. I'm giving 10 grams of that in 990 grams brought from Rajasthan to Bangalore, and I'm sending 1 kg to tea industry in Assam. Who is making money? Transport company. I have to work on a business model where the 10 grams I'll manufacture in Assam and give them 10 grams, but applying 10 grams per acre is very difficult. So delivery I have to work on. So if you want to achieve product market fit, continuously listen to your customer and do those things that you take there. Don't keep running behind government saying, give subsidies, sir, then it will work. Or go to the investor and say, give me $1 million, then I'll be able to sell it, etc. First get product market fit, then everything else will fall in place. Listen to your customer. Okay. Anything else, please?
Thank you.
I mean, yeah.
So, sir, I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
So when exactly can we think of doing this product market fit, sir? At which stage, sir? Because
After stage 1 and 2. And after stage 1 and 2, you're asking the customer, you're doing interviews, which is first you've done your business model canvas, second you've done your marketing, then you're with the customer, 40% of the customer. I said minimum of 30 numbers. Okay. You are doing the interview to see, are they missing your product? If they miss your product, they say, I cannot do business without your product. I cannot do farming without your product. If 40% of our customers are saying that, then you have product market fit. At the same time, please work on unit economics, on feeling and functioning, on unit economics, etc. then you raise the money, then you go to the market, then you make big money. Don't talk of product market fit without going to minimum 30 customers. Ashwik, I will share the presentation so that people can read through and refer. And Google Baba is a great teacher, provided you are a good student. If you don't ask the right questions, that will throw you nonsense. Pick up whatever terms you're not understood in this, and there's enough and more literature in the net about these things. Anybody else, please?
Sir, you told about the vacuum cleaner, the vacuum
Packaging of chilies.
packaging in chili. That's a new innovation. So people now, how the people adopted it is my question.
So the basic issue is this: anything packed under vacuum really becomes brittle. It should be handled with care. It was a multi-barrier film, I said. Now, if anything sharp pricks that, the vacuum is broken and it will lose. Air will enter there. Okay. So chili, basically, you have to remove the stem on it, the stalk on that. Because otherwise, the stalk, it becomes a sharp point through which it will pierce. Okay. In India, we all handle, packed material, we just throw it around. We don't use a palette and fork to move material. So in India, we didn't have the post-packaging infrastructure to handle vacuum packed bags. See, innovation we worked, it is great. But in go-to market, we didn't have the channels. We had not done enough work to understand how much the customer is going to benefit by this. He doesn't have to go to a cold store, doesn't have to do distress sale, etc. We never got down to validating those things.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, if I had investors and if I had enough backing, probably I would put time and effort and go behind those. Obviously, I was short of it, so we came back. See, today also, if you go to departmental store, cashew nuts and all, you'll find under vacuum. And you will notice that its taste is great, either vacuum or nitrogen flush bags. But we need to use the technology to solve farmers' problem, not a 100-gram packet. It should be for 100 quintals.
Thank you, sir.
Any other question, please?
Sorry, sir.
Continuation with the vacuum and chili.
Hello.
Yeah, I think somebody had a question, Ashwik.
Yes, please continue.
Please go ahead.
Sir, this continuation with the vacuum packing and chili, sir. Normally, the groceries, if you keep certain items, normal bagging with they'll keep in the cold storage, sir. If we keep products in the vacuum packing also, we have to keep in the cold storage, as we can keep in the normal.
Keep in a cold storage.
Even the vacuum also, sir.
Yeah, once it's vacuum, see, basically oxygen also damages things. Okay. So by vacuum, you reduce the oxygen and hence the damage to the product. It's not always temperature. Some products need temperature to be reduced. That's a different category. For some products, only if you remove the oxygen, it's enough.
Organic groceries, sir, if you don't mind.
Also, please, vacuum packaging is a proven and done thing for that. Again, Google Baba will teach you and show you a lot of things. See, vacuum packed things, how to handle is an issue. That's all. You should teach people, and the channel should know that and handle it appropriately.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
It's a proven science and a proven engineering.
Okay, fine, sir. Thanks.
Sure. Always, you can connect me on LinkedIn later, please. And of course, Ashwik will share the contact details. Any other questions we can ask always, and for later follow-up also. Yeah.
Yes, sir. This is Ashwik here again. That's what, sir. Sorry, I lost the connectivity. So that was my question because the question was like, where exactly do we need to think of this product market fit? At which stage, sir? Because you gave an example of Byju's, and we see many startups. They come up with many innovative ideas. Initially, it will be very good, and at one point of stage, they will fail. So where exactly we can we have to think about it, sir?
Yeah. So remember when I was speaking of the myths, yeah, product market fit is not a one-time event. Byju's had product market fit. That is why they got the investments. But as they move, coming back to this slide of Jeffrey Moore's technology adoption cycle, one second, this one. Okay, your innovators accepted it. So you had a product market fit for innovators. Please remember, always you must have your customer in mind. Then you had a product market fit for early adopters. Maybe you had a product market fit for early majority also. But as the late people and whatever else, they did not get the same experience of learning under Byju's.
Okay.
They were unhappy.
Yes.
Your marketing strategy, the way you're packaging the product, etc., will needs to change. And if you don't, you'll end up losing your product market fit. You had product market fit at this stage, but you don't have a product market fit at this stage. So don't think it is static. You don't one day I achieved it and it's going to be like that forever. Okay. Now coming to where do I get that? It's this part. First, you do the business model where you have the idea of how much you're charging, how much you're getting, what is who are your channel partners, all those 7 elements of a business model canvas. But for heaven's sake, get up and get practical, do some market validation. Go to market and check. You will talk of product market fit after stage 3, actually stage 3, 4, 5. Customer interviews are very important. Go meet the customer, listen to them. 40% of the people should say, I want your product. I cannot do without it. I'll be very unhappy if your product is not there. Only then product market fit comes. Until then, you're not hit product market fit. Somebody may give you seed money, incubator may give you some, what I would say, capital to generate your POC, etc. But that doesn't mean you should be questioning and checking product market fit. But you should have an understanding and you should be working towards that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Correct.
Anybody else? Any more questions? We have, I think, I don't know how we are on timeline.
Could you please
Any
explain
other
this?
question?
Could you please explain the Paul Graham chart, sir?
Paul Graham's. Okay. So please permit me, I'll load the slide again so that we are seeing that. Okay. So for most entrepreneurs and startups, okay, you go through what we call the Paul Graham's chart, or one sec. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah. Okay. So, when you're drawing the Paul Graham's chart, you're basically mapping happiness of the entrepreneur over time. Okay. Initially, I'm okay. I'm a happy person. I'm not at 0. I'm a happy person. But the moment I get an idea and I want to work on that, my happiness increases. Oh, I'm doing something great. It will change the world. I'll become a millionaire, etc. Okay. But after you've actually developed it and done some things and you go to the market, reality sets in. Okay. Which is customers are not buying, or they're asking for different things. You said one thing, they asked another thing, or competition came, etc., etc. You go through a trough of sorrow. Everybody's enthusiasm goes down. Okay. When you're going through a trough of sorrow, either you give up and totally sink, and hence your happiness ends there. So nobody likes to be a failure or loser in life. Okay. Most entrepreneurs that I have known, and we call them entrepreneurs because they will try to improve. They will do some experiment. They will do some changes, pivoting as we call it, etc. Okay. But even that also won't work, which is when their happiness hits 0. But at some point of time of their experimenting in innovating, it starts working, and they hit that 40% satisfied customers. 40% customers saying, this is it, I want this is good. Okay. Then the scale grows up greatly. Then you don't have to do much work. Because when 40% of your market is saying, I want this product, obviously sales is going to happen automatically. Your hockey stick growth, as we call it, happens. And then go to the investor, take money, because they'll give you good valuation. They won't fall behind you. And you're not bothered about, spending money on marketing. You're going to spend money for growth. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or you want to explain?
Yes, sir. Sir, can you just tell some examples also, like to just understand this?
Okay. So here's the thing. Let me speak of aeroponics, where I produced seed potatoes in soilless conditions. We don't have 1 gram of soil. Okay, it's called aeroponics. This was a technology developed at NASA. Some of you would have seen the Mars movie where potatoes were grown. Yeah, sorry. So that's a technology on which I worked since 2004. Okay, so this person came and explained to me, showed to me, and I was interested. I went back and studied some research papers, etc. Now, if NASA is saying they're not liars, they're not telling some false things, maybe true, but I still did not have the money, etc. But thankfully, somebody gave me some money to buy that technology and buy that product from NASA. Okay, I was very happy. My excitement was very high. Okay, the moment I got the equipment, okay, the scientists at America were very happy, and I didn't know the culture of how they work. First, they gave me the machine. I was not able to get the solution correct, the nutrient solution. I wrote to them. Then they said, sorry, boss, we discussed selling the machine. I showed you the machine. If you want solution, you have to pay me more money. Okay. I obviously was very angry because the machine made of plastic, consisted of a pump, consisted of a little electronics, which frankly, we Indians will do at 1/10 of the cost. We are copy masters. Okay. So I was very angry, very upset, etc. But then I decided I'm not going to work with these people because these people are cheats. They're taking away my money. I did a lot of work, but frankly, the crop is not growing properly. I went through a trough of sorrow. But not having given up, I tried formulation 1, 2, 3, whatever. Then it worked. Then I traveled around. Luckily, I got a chance to go to China. There I was able to learn of how they were working. It started working. Okay. We had a good crop, etc. Now, when we went to market, okay, when I grow potatoes in here, it's very expensive because total and controlled environment I grow. We sell 1 potato tuber at 10 rupees. Farmers are not willing to pay 10 rupees for a kilogram of potatoes. Okay, I was not getting traction. People were not working. I tried speaking to big corporates, etc. Things were not working. But then the apical meristem cutting technology came in. Okay, so they can use the microtuber that comes from aeroponics in the apical meristem cutting. After that, there is no looking back at that technology called aeroponics. But you have to keep working till you hit the product market fit, where you know someone who is willing to pay you 10 rupees a tuber. If I didn't have that, I'll keep working, either to make that at 2 rupees, which is impossible because we do total controlled environment, not just nutrient. Potato is a funny crop. That can be a separate discussion. Couldn't reduce the price anymore because there's business costs. But I had to find a niche customer who will pay that and make sure he's satisfied, because his alternate was he had to set up a tissue culture lab. Because of the aeroponics, he didn't have to set up a tissue culture lab, so where mother culture tube costs 15,000 rupees for 1 test tube. So instead of paying 15,000 rupees, he's paying 10 rupees. That's where the 10x benefit I was talking of comes. So any entrepreneur goes through this journey. They'll be very happy, they'll be very sad, and then once again, when the money comes in, when they hit product market fit, they'll be very happy counting money. Have I explained, or would you like me to take another example?
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I really like the questions and the quality. Look, I too have been a student where I'm hesitant to ask questions. Okay, but when you ask, there's nothing called a stupid question. Okay, there's only a person who's not able to answer. So don't think that you'll ask only when you have a big question or a good question. Ask your questions. That's how a person learns.
Yes, sir. Actually, that, as you said, it's a good sign of our audience being learning all the new things. And anyone having any other questions, please?
Sorry, you're not audible clearly. Can you type your question in the chat box, please?
Can you please type it in the chat box, please?
Sorry, that was not audible. If Ashwik or somebody has heard it, we could translate it for me.
No, sir. Mr. Nataraj? Mr. Nataraj? Mr. Nataraj? I think he is speaking to someone else.
Sir, I believe that he might be having talking some other people maybe. Sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
You're not audible, please.
Actually, we lost our internet here with the system, sir. We have just logged in with our phones.
Okay.
That is the problem. We are not able to take the complete control over the participants. That's what happening. And for the information of audience, for the information of all the participants, the feedback form is now working. You can please go and fill in. If any other questions are there, you can please post, you can please get them clarified with sir.
Sir, this is Dr. Venkataraman from AP. Regarding the making of a product market fit, can you please some best ideas to make the product into more attractive and tempting to the customers?
Okay. Now, a specific answer really has to do with an innovation in mind. Would you have an innovation in mind so that I can make it relevant? Or I'll give a generic answer.
Sir, generic answer, sir, please.
Yeah. So first part really is, okay, once again, I'll go to that slide and just include that for your this one, which is include your customer. Okay, right from the beginning. Okay, 1 second. I'll just kind of load that particular thing, function, economics, marketing. Which was that I had? Yeah. So first, really get clear of your target customers. Very important that you know who is the customer to that. Many times we do innovation because we are engineers. Okay, and we have a vague idea of who will use it.
Yes,
okay, but who will pay for it, we are not giving attention.
Yes, yes.
There are two different questions. Identify people who will pay for it, they are your customers, target them. Okay, then how big is the problem? Assess that. Okay, it should be big enough for him to pay. I mean, I have many problems in life.
Yes.
Now, solving all that, I will not pay money for all of that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then find the unique selling proposition. It has to be different. It has to be better than existing solutions or competition.
Yes.
Okay, when you have these three, you will automatically go towards that 40% saying, I want your product. What happens if I kind of develop a product, but I'm taking to a generic customer? Let's say, I have a, let's say, immunity builder. For example, for some time, I worked on the product called chitosan. Chitosans are oligomers, as we call them technically, but basically from crustaceans, crabs, and the animals having shell in the sea. Okay, this chitosan material induces immunity in the plant. Well researched, well documented, which is what we found out while doing work on aeroponics. Now, just imagine, instead of spraying pesticides or fungicides, I can give the plant a little bit of a vaccine called chitosan, and they will not fall susceptible or they will not be infected by fungus. We call this phenomena as induced systemic resistance. I can give, like, some people have immunity towards corona.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if I can give immunity, I don't have to sell pesticides later, harmful chemicals later. So that was an innovation we worked. This is proven at lab scale, but was missing in the market. But if I go to any customer, they are not beginning to see immunity. So if you don't know whom you are selling to, those farmers who are into export activity where they should not have a pesticide residue, there should be my target customer, not any and every customer. Okay, so identifying target customer is a very important part. Okay, then people who have a problem. Yes, many people want to do organic farming, many people want to use less inputs, etc. But they have not experienced rejection of a product, of a consignment at port. So they don't know what the problem is. Go to those people whose export shipment was rejected. They know the pain of it, they'll pay you for it. Then how do you position yourself differently? Okay, now all I need is 10 ml per acre. And if I don't compare with the vaccine, he doesn't understand that. If I talk scientific language of induced systemic resistance, he's a commercial man, he's an exporter, he will understand dollar value, he'll understand all those, not science. Typically, scientists don't understand business and business doesn't understand science. Okay, you will be on the process to getting your product market fit, please. Dr. Venkat, was able to answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else, please? Stop that. Any other questions, please?
So you had some diagrams in your PPT, but you didn't explain those some funny things in that.
Okay. Yeah. You know, you believe still people want to listen to the details. I thought I was doing a boring monologue, but yes, let me see which ones I missed or I skimmed through fast. Okay. Let me just go back. I think these were the images that I skipped through. Let me come. Yeah. Yeah, for a certain reason I skipped that. Yeah, these ones, right? So this is the graph which we call technology adoption curve. It's again a normal curve, parabolic, okay, and developed out of years of research and a lot of data. This was created by this author called Jeffrey Moore. Of course, he's a management consultant. The name of his book is Crossing the Chasm. It's a book I want all of you to read. This was actually first originated in studying adoption of new varieties of potato by farmers. Particularly in agricultural extension, you will come across this. Okay, when you study who are the people who are adopting your technology or your new advice, okay, you will notice that innovators are the people who are listening. Not everybody understands it. People will listen to you, but they won't believe you. Okay, so for innovators, because they are innovators, anything new they will try, they will adopt it. But generally in a market, out of research, we say only 2.5% of your total market are innovators. But the early adopters are what? They will adopt after the innovators have done. Okay, then the early majority will follow. Then the late majority, laggards will not adopt, or they will be probably the last. After 10 years, they will do it. Now, this chasm in between early adopters and early majority, coming to the next slide particularly, okay, where sharks are swimming, etc. That is the place where you have to change your marketing material. Like in a car, you know, you cannot continue to ride your car in continuously in first gear. At some point of time, you'll shift into second gear and third gear. Like that, your marketing communication has to change. Probably some product changes also, because now you are addressing laggards or late adopters. So when you're addressing a different customer, a different market, product market fit is to this set of people, not the earlier set. So remember, product market fit is not a one-time achievement.
Thank you, sir. Could you please repeat the book which you told?
Crossing the Chasm. The Chasm, Jeffrey Moore, I think Jefforymore. If you just say Crossing the Chasm in Google, this is like one Bible. Many people have this.
Yeah,
because,
thank you.
And it's at least 30 years old, huh?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions, please? Thank you. I really appreciate what would I say? I didn't put you to sleep. All of you have been attentive.
Lakshmi, are you online? Or Ashwik?
సార్ ఎస్ సార్ మేము ఉన్నారు సార్ ఒక్క నిమిషం సార్ ఒక్క నిమిషం సార్ మేడం జాయిన్ అవుతుంది అంటే జాయిన్ అయ్యారు మళ్ళీ డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయ్యారు
Sir, Jagdish Shankar, sir, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for sparing your valuable time and then enlightening the participants. Earlier webinar also, it's an excellent webinar, sir. Last time also, you covered various aspects and your vast expertise is really helpful. I request our teammates to propose formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. A very good afternoon to everyone. We are delighted to have you all in the 5-day national webinar series being organized on the event of Diamond Jubilee Celebrations of Acharya N.G. Ranga Agricultural University. Firstly, we'd like to thank our chief guest for the national webinar, Dr. R. Sharada Jayalakshmi ma'am, Honorable Vice Chancellor of ANGRAU, for the extended support. We also would like to thank our guest of honor, Dr. L. Prashanti ma'am, Director of Research and Chairman for the National Webinar Series, Ramana sir, Associate Director of Research, Regional Agricultural Research Station. Would like to thank our guest speaker for today's session, that is the request, and delivering a lecture in the National Webinar Series. Sir, we thank you so much for the wonderful session and enlightening our audience with the importance of product market fit. And you have explained very well about the criteria for the good product market fit, important aspect and a very key essential feature for any startup or business to succeed, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. Like at this point in time, we also would like to thank all the previous 4 sessions resource persons also for their wonderful support and for their enlightening speeches, for educating our audience. We also would like to thank all the dignitaries and scientists who has for this national webinar series. And finally, we'd like to thank all the participants without whom this series is not going to be this. I think everyone have submitted you with the participation certificates of this national webinar. We also would like to thank each and every participant present here and even in the YouTube also. Thank you so much for the wonderful experience even for us also. We thank each and everyone. This is Lakshmi Tulasi, Business Manager, signing off from ANGRAU Incubator. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
There is a technical problem, sir. There is a technical problem. Actually, sudden breakdown of internet, and we are using mobile phones. So this is the problem. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and I thank all the participants for their wonderful support for all these 5 days. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day, sir. I'm signing
Sir.
off.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.